True leadership for me, that is when a person shows both leadership but also managerial skills. Being a leader, that's when you go in front and you show the direction. Really set the visionary goals for what you want to do in long term. When you're a manager, that's when you take what you want to do and you make it come true. That's when you support the team in the actions and you follow up. It's just like riding a bike, actually. You know, you set the direction where you want to go, and at the same time you set the pace, the speed for how you want to go. And in all this, maybe the most important part is actually the connection that you have with the team and your employees in the team. It is about understanding where they are. How can you communicate with them? How can you support them, motivate them, inspire them to really become the best that they are capable of? So for me, that's true leadership. Professional success? Well, 6 years ago, we had a situation where we had a really great talent with a lot of capabilities, great leadership style, and we wanted to promote her into an executive leadership position. And we were very surprised when she came back and said, no, thank you. She was actually not interested. And we were even more surprised when she gave the reason. And it was about the culture in the leadership team. She simply did not feel that she would fit in with the male-dominated culture there, and she did not want to be part of that. And that was a wake-up call for us. We had to do something about this. So since then, we've been focusing on how we could adjust and balance the culture in the different leadership teams, in the different departments that we have, but also across the whole organization. And the output has really been that we reflect more on the different topics that we bring up, and also, I believe, we make better decisions. So, all in all now, we have accomplished to have 42% of all our leaders in the executive level being female. We have 52% of all our line managers across the Nordic organization being female. And across the total organization, we're a little bit more women than men. So that makes me proud. That's one of the professional successes that I would like to show. One of the defining moments in my career, that was when I, after 8 years in the marketing area, came into HR, actually by coincidence. And here I experienced that people are truly an asset to our business. It was energizing to see how people, through inspiring and motivational leadership, that they could really take on great responsibility and drive towards goals. And for us in HR, it was about hiring the right people. It's about supporting the development. It's about supporting the leadership and then the teams there in how they can develop. And just being part of that and the way that we could influence the business, that was inspirational for me. The second that really happened to me in my career was when I moved from a Nordic role into a global role. And going from the smaller region in the Nordics into dealing with cultures across the globe, as well as the different types of leadership, the different communication styles, and let's also be frank, the politics that come here, that was a rather complex cocktail to handle, but extremely interesting. And also the impact that you can have and the influence that you can have on an organization when you act on the global level is truly amazing. So I enjoyed that shift as well. One of the big challenges that we foresee, both for the business, for the organization, and also for HR, therefore, that's all the changes that will be happening. And not the least, the speed of these changes that's going to happen. And we in HR, we have to support the organization on this and also maybe be on the forefront to help and support them to get through it. Some of the things we need to look at, that's our structures. We need to really look into our matrix structures. We need to look into how we work with our end-to-end processes and have a good look at how we can optimize these in the best way. We believe that in the future, we need to work a lot more with networks, and we need to work a lot more with projects. And this means that our employees are not going to be recruited the normal way. They'll be recruited into networks where they'll be recruited into projects then. And then having the leadership and how do we actually make this all work, it all comes through the virtual leadership. We need to have teams that work across different functions, different competencies on different kind of topics. And this makes the leadership essential. These teams, they will be virtual. They'll not necessarily be in the same physical place. They might be placed in different countries across the globe, and therefore our managers, our leaders, they need to understand the different tools that virtual leadership takes, but they also need to understand how to communicate and inspire and lead these people to really make the outcome work. I'm generally inspired by people who dare to ask why. Why are we doing it this way? Why are we not doing it in a different way? And generally, they also are the ones that come with all the new thoughts, and they typically also dare to put them on the table and really say, let's do something about it. What I really want to do is not necessarily to do the evolution that we often see, but do the revolution, doing the step changes. That is really inspiring to me. So I hope that you have some for me. My best advice to HR talents, that would be to be curious. Be curious on a lot of things. Be curious on the business foremost, but of course also on all the changes that are happening. Find out what's going on, get into it, learn, and then also be agile enough to be ready to make a lot of shifts in your career. You're going to have a long career, and so many things are going to happen. So be agile, take the chances, go for it. That's my advice to you. For the Nordic HR List, I like to nominate 4 HR directors who work in the Nordic region, and therefore I suspect have some of the same challenges as I face. It'll be very interesting for me, and I think also for the rest of the HR community, to hear their answers on the questions from the HR list. The 4 people are the following: Tine Hjaltved, Tine Bodin, Lotte Sodemann Sørensen, and Mads Junget Madsen. Good luck with it.